Hello neighbors, it's Brad here at eTrailer, and a lot of you guys have flat-towed vehicles or tow a vehicle behind your RV. It can be difficult at times having a dead battery after flat towing after a certain amount of time. You hop in your car and you have to jump start it. Well, that's where the Roadmaster FuseMaster Fuse Disconnect comes in handy. So many times when flat towing your vehicle, you have to pull a fuse on your fuse panel in order for the battery to not die while towing. And while that seems easy enough, it does get cumbersome. So to be able to do that at the flip of a switch is just one more step to make your flat towing experience that much easier. And the way that it's done is you can see this fuse adapter plugging in to where the original fuse was that you'd be pulling. You then put the fuse in the fuse holder and it runs to a switch, allowing you to disconnect it easily. This is going to save you a lot of time not having to reach under your dash, find the correct fuse, and hope that you pulled the right one. This is super easy, it's easy install, and it's going to save you a lot of time in the long run. Another great thing about having this disconnect is the fuse is held in the fuse holder, so you no longer have to pull that fuse and hopefully hold on to that and put it back in the vehicle when you're done. Holding onto a microfuse that is about a centimeter long can be a problem. To begin our installation, I'm going to actually take my owner's manual and figure out which fuse I need to pull. So if your car is flat towable, you're going to look at the towing section, and we have, let's see, behind a motorhome, and that's going to give me exactly where I need to go in my fuse panel. So based on here, I'm going to remove that fuse. Looking at my diagram, I found that it's my fourth one to the right, which is this 7.5 amp fuse. Ordinarily, when flat towing your vehicle, you actually have to pull this fuse out every single time, and then that's going to prevent the battery from draining. And the great part about this disconnect switch, no longer do you have to play a contortionist to get underneath there. This is going to make it nice and easy with the flip of a switch. So you can see here the disconnect actual cable here. We have a fuse holder. I'm going to open that up and place our fuse in there. Once in place, you can then put your cap over it. So what we're going to be doing is routing this plug. I'm going to try to mount here for a nice clean look, and this will actually go to our fuse panel. So I'm going to use this knockout panel here. It is open. I've checked behind it to make sure there's nothing behind it that I'm going to drill into. So putting a nice pilot hole in the center, that actually pulls it out, makes it nice and easy for me. So while I have this out, I actually have another bit here, and you can use either a step bit or you can use a hole saw bit, but 3/4 inch is what you're going for. That's going to be the size of the actual switch itself. That way it'll snap into place. And so what you can do to test fit it is unplug this from the switch itself. Now make sure that you are keeping track of which way it goes. So my fuse side here I know is going to go in the middle, and you want to make sure you keep those organized, otherwise the switch is going to be backwards. So let's pull these off real quick. And what you can do is take this locking piece off and test fit it in the hole. That's pretty good. I'm going to run just a file, clean up some of those edges, and it should go into place perfectly. So I'm going to test fit this again, and that's going to fit really good. It's actually going to screw into place. Now this one does have some plastic back here, so the locking nut itself may not go in, and that's fine, but that's to be used if you mount it on a flat surface. So we'll kind of get this screwed into place so it's nice and flush. And that looks pretty close to factory. Just get that lined up a little bit better, and then remembering which wire goes to which, hook this back up once you feed your wires through. And as I look down, I can actually see a straight shot to my fuse panel, which is going to be super easy. And make sure you have the correct side, obviously. So let's put this back. You can see they've actually marked one of them, so that's kind of cool. That's going to make sure that you have the correct one. Right, with those popped into place, this can now go back. So as you can see, I cut off the wire and spliced on our spade connectors to our fuse adapter, and that gave me just a little extra space, and it sits well in the fuse box. So I'm going to go ahead and test the vehicle by putting it in the accessory mode. I'll then put the vehicle in neutral. Now you can hear the radio on, and what we're looking for is that radio to shut off like that. So we know that this is going to be our tow mode with the radio killed, and this will be our drive mode. So now we can put the coordinated stickers onto the panel itself. And that was a look at the Roadmaster FuseMaster Fuse Disconnect. Thanks for watching.